Hello everybody and welcome back to the AmmoBus Videos YouTube channel. I'm AmmoBus Videos, otherwise known as Ammo Central, depending on what day of the week and what video you're watching. And welcome to the final in the series. Yes, Bowdenham released months ago, but we're still going through the series. This is the final one. The final route video on Bowdenham version 5. The final in the series, the final route that we haven't done yet, the 854 from Bowdenham Green to Bowdenham Wessex Crescent. By the time this video is done, we will have driven in some shape or form with a few minor route errors and low bridge diversions and slight bits where we just ended up going off the main road onto the beaten track. But this will have been in some shape or form. We will have driven every single service, be it not the most obvious way intended, but we'll have driven every single service on Bowdenham version 5. So I thought for this video, we've seen all the E200 MMCs going around and it's been absolutely ages since I've driven one. So I thought we'd get the 11.5 metre one out. In the lovely first BathCity two-tone blue, i.e. the vehicles that were on the Cymru Clipper when they arrived. Some of them I believe are still in red, but some of them have been painted in blue. They're painted into this BathCity blue, that I do say is really, really nice. Bath being part of the first West of England operation. So, let's get ourselves on the way. So it's bizarre to think that at this exact moment in time I've had more driving on an E200 MMC in the real life than I actually have in OMSI 2. I don't know if that's influenced me not wanting to drive them on here or what, but they've just never been my go-to bus. Just never have. I mean, it's just always been quite a robust, basic, cracks-on kind of vehicle, but never been my go-to bus. I think these struggle with hills as well, if memory serves me correctly. They were never. I don't think when we first got the vehicle, I don't think it was a hill starter, because I'm pretty certain when this was released, I was still working on the Humber buses and that massive hill climb just before the park and ride side, and I'm pretty certain I trialled it on there with the intention of putting it on the AI, and it just rolled down the hill. It just would not start on the hill. So I think it's been improved and updated since then, obviously, but. That was the impression I had of it back in day. I also forgot that to and fro Bowdenham Green involves this nice thrasher section. So, but to be fair, the MMC is doing quite well. I mean, I just don't drive it. I reinstall it occasionally, so I actually have AI buses, but I just don't tend to drive it. I know it seems to perform quite well now. But yeah, it's really, really weird to say, and it is the first bus that I can say that is actually in OMSI, that I have. Are you wanting me? Are you wanting me? No, you're not wanting me. This is the first bus in OMSI that I must say that is actually a bus in OMSI 2 that I've driven more of. I've only driven one of them, but I have driven it more than I've driven this in OMSI. I just feel like I've really neglected this recently. I really have, but. Where is the sunlight? Sunlight on the back. Is that? Ah, okay, it is behind us. Excellent. So this route again, about 20 odd minutes, something like that. They all seem to be roughly speaking 20 minutes. Some are slightly longer. But around 20 minutes seems to be the average journey time of these. The idea is the bus goes up, has 5 minutes at one end, comes back down, has 10 minutes, then goes out on another, and henceforth throughout the day, pretty much. Oh, there was a little bit of delay in acceleration there. There we go. I've also never been on that many first bus E200s. I mean, I had to quite go out of my way when the B network started in Rochdale to go on the E200s that they've got on loan from Wales. I had to really go out of my way. We think those E200s are going to end up at Worcester because the idea is at present is that Swansea and the South Wales operation is going to become street lights because they're Euro 6, and the Worcester operation is going to become ADL because the ADLs aren't currently Euro 6. So they're making a fully ADL depot. That's quite interesting because in the past Worcester has been, and let me get this in the right order. It was, I'm pretty certain at one point it was Dennis, then it was Volvo, then it was Mercedes, then it was briefly Volvo again with a bit of right post, and now it's going ADL. So if you live in Worcester as an enthusiast, yes, you don't have that many services. However, you don't have to get some variety. Really don't have to get some variety. Oh no, this is my... Come on, bus, actually stop, thank you. This is my least favourite place. And I've got a bus with not that much of a good steering lock, and I've chosen the 11.5 metre. This is not going to end well. Come on, there we go. Let's do it one lap. Let's actually do it properly. There we go. And let's back it up a little bit. Because you can't, when you turn right, it's any long vehicle, you can't do it in one swing. I mean, I probably could have done just, but I thought, well, I've got the room to reverse. It seemed daft not to. So there we go. We did get slightly close to the railings coming in, but didn't really have much choice. If I wouldn't have done that, we'd have just demolished everything else in our path, so... It's just such a tight turning point. It really is. Coming in and out of it is really tight. I mean, now we know it is possible with the correct angle and getting uncomfortably close to those railings. But even then, I mean, the AI bus will make it look easy because the AI can do turns and stuff like that that we necessarily can't because of how the pathing's being done. Just getting very close to that. There we're going, straight in the Barton. Come on, steering, actually work. There we go. It's a Barton Lido estate. Steering just didn't want to work then. A stark reminder of the similarities between this and the MMC I've driven. Both seem to not be the finest on steering lock. Although I have heard that some MMCs, and the E200 MMCs especially, are amazing steering lock. We're talking real life buses. But the steering lock on them is amazing. It just seems that it's just the odd few E200 MMCs where it is just shocking, including the one I've driven. But if you send it on like a city run or something like that, and you're not going around really tight estates and country lanes and like stupidly sharp turns, it's absolutely wonderful. Absolutely tremendous motor. Really is. It's just, unfortunately, it's like for stuff like this, it's just not suitable in the exact same way that this feels like you're captaining a ship when you go around these bends in this. I thought the bus had cut out, and it all went silent for a second. I was like, please don't do that. No, not wanting the bus. Getting real life passengers, I mean predominantly passengers, make it a bit more obvious if they want the bus. Not always, but most of the time. OMSI 2, it is just it's just very much a gamble whether they actually want your bus or not. Especially when they stood right close to the road where they could want it. It just confuses matters. Got anybody left on? No, everybody lighted at the hospital. Nobody complained though, so that's good. So everybody just wanted to go to the hospital. This direction's a lot easier for the 854. There's no going round the loop. Lovely. Straight in, straight out, and then hopefully straight on our way up to the turning point and then up to the terminus. To be fair, I could have taken a double decker on this, but after the bumping into that low bridge again on the last video, I thought better just stick it out with a single decker, just in case. You never know. So no, it has been incredibly fun driving on this map, and don't get me wrong, in my very limited, unfortunately, but at the moment, limited free time, I will be driving on this map, especially when I've got first and a Reaver and stuff like that back on it. See, for me and quite a few other people, we still associate this map being based in Yorkshire and enjoy driving the first and a Reaver vehicles and putting the real life allocations in and bits like that. So on the occasion I do fancy going OMSI 2. This will be my go-to map if I just fancy a little bit of a de-stress drive or something like that. But I do tend to mostly now just drive OMSI 2 for the sake of the videos and bits like that, and it's quite nice because I do just enjoy picking a random route, picking a random bus, and going for a little explore. Just the problem is as many other people will say, when you do actually drive buses in real life, the real things, you don't tend to then come back and use OMSI 2 as a leisure activity. If you work sort of an office job or somewhere away from the buses, you probably would, but if you work in the buses, it's not necessarily. Some people it is still, but for me, not necessarily a go-to thing. So that's why I enjoy doing it this way, as we've always done. Have a bit of a chinwag, have a nice drive round, explore the maps, and look at them in a map format, not just driving them for the like making a realistic bus run. Just looking and seeing how the maps have been done, look at all of that, see what the challenging roads are, and look at it in that capacity that I much prefer to do. Now, where is the sunlight? Where's it gone? We've lost the sun. The sun has been lost. Oh, it's there. Okay, so the total opposite direction still brilliant. And then when we come back there, we go straight on and then pretty much back like we did out as an 852. Even though this is the third time I've done this, the junction just after the turn for the third time has taken me by surprise. Every time. There we go. Now let's see if that's a nice. That is, yeah. There we go. That's our thumbnail, I think. Problem is one thing I just don't like about this is there is just no zoom camera. I think that's another thing that puts me off driving this, is that you don't get that zoom quality that you get with the other buses. I know that there is an update for this, and I do really desperately need to get it, the enhancement, and I just keep putting it off because at the end of the day, I don't drive the bus that often, but I do need to get the enhancement, really, for just purely for the sake of the screenshots. Because they look so much better with that zoomed-in camera, they really, really do. There we go, back over the bridge for the final time. I do genuinely like to pick. I will be doing the 852, 3 and 4 again. Definitely will be. So yeah, the idea is if you come from one direction, you head off in the other. But see, we should have started with the 852. I think that's what really confused us. If I'd have started with the 852, it then made a little bit more sense. But hey ho, I started with the 853 and got what I deserved, I think, with it then. I used to drive this all the time when it first came out. I do miss not driving it. I do miss driving it, should I say? But see, the problem is with this, the acceleration was never the best. I mean, the handling, as you can see, is not ideal. And it was one of the slower accelerating vehicles. I mean, they're not the quickest in real life, but they're not as slow as this, most of them, when they're setting off. I mean, when you get up to speed, it's decent, but it's just getting to this point. So, and I think as well, the driving position as well, for the camera view driving position, I just preferred the veilings and the renown, I think, the SP renown. That's just what I prefer. But everybody's different, everybody's got their own preferences. Although it says no entry when you can clearly see the bus terminus. Tell you no entry so you don't go straight down there. So you have to go all the way around. And there we go, pulling into Bowdenham Wessex Crescent. That is all of the Bowdenham version 5 routes completed. Goodness me, how exciting. In lovely, lovely sunlight as well. My goodness me, that's a nice screenshot. But yeah, I do hope you've enjoyed this video and enjoyed the mini-series that we've done. As I say, we have completed every single route. If you did miss one, you can check in the OMSI 2 video archives and you will find the route that you are looking for. All the routes are there now, every single one of the original version 5 release. I will be back at some point in the future to start doing them with the original reverted numbers, so when first and Arriva there and they put the old numbers back in. I will return at some point to do them. However, for now, we've got a very, very exciting map lined up. We've got Adstow lined up as our next map to look at. Yes, I have been quite very, very kindly given a copy of the map to showcase to you all. So we've got AdStore to show off. Very excited for that. So as I say, more exciting videos to come. So I do hope you have enjoyed this video and this little mini series. If you have done, do be sure to click that like button so that more people can find it and enjoy like you have. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on the brand new series that we're going to do. The next section of the OMSI 2 driving that is going to be AdStore. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on those videos. Once again, though, I'd like to thank you all for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed this one, and I will see you all in the next video, mate. Bye for now. Bye.